Oh, it has been far too long since I last vlogged. Now, today is going to be an interesting one simply because it's going to be very different from my regular thing. You see, I have pretty much 0% anything planned whatsoever. Right now I'm going out to get my hair cut, which isn't that entertaining, but then later on I've got a few things that I'd like to discuss with this camera, which in all essences is you. But in the meantime, I'm running it a little bit late. I need to stop talking, get on my way so that I can get my hair cut, so that I can then go to the supermarket to get some food for dinner, and then I can come home because I've got editing to do at home and just not much else to say. So without further ado, let's get going. So, I've just had my hair cut. Don't I look swish? Don't I look fancy? Don't I look beautiful? No, I don't. And been to the supermarket to get food for tea because, of course, I'm on dinner tonight. Ooh, my day off, or one of my days off this week. And now I'm about to head home. See, I told you this day wasn't going to be too thrilling, but I decided that I wanted to create something rather than not. Yeah, you can probably tell how very out of practice I am at this whole vlogging thing. This is part of the reason that I'm doing it, because I am out of practice and I'm supposed to be going overseas next month, and we all know how I do overseas. Well, I do anyway. If you're new around here, I went to England last year and literally came back within a day. That's kind of what I'm going for when I say this stuff. Anywho, now that those jobs are out of the way, I need to head on home because, like I said, I've got some editing to do. I've got some photos, I've got some videos to get through, and the sooner that I can get them done, the sooner I can get onto dinner. The sooner I get onto dinner, the sooner I can just be done and sit down and do nothing. Oh, I need that. So, let's get going. So, I've just arrived home, and I think it's time that I had the chat that I've been talking about. You see, over the last little while, I haven't been able to vlog. I haven't been able to do much of what I love without feeling really trash. In fact, being frankly, every single day has been so tough. My anxiety levels have been through the roof. I've been feeling really crap, which is the main reason why I haven't been making these videos. 4 days a week, I'll go to work, and I just feel absolutely awful. I wake up out of bed in the morning, my heartbeat is super duper high, I just don't feel like doing anything. If I had it my way, I'd stay in bed all day. Even today, it was the same thing. Just everything has been making me anxious, and it's not too fantastic, to be quite honest with you. Not fantastic when I have such a huge mind, and frankly, as I said, I'm really anxious about everything, and not being able to vlog makes me anxious because it means that I'm not working towards my goals and I'm not growing as a creator. Everything I frickin' do makes me anxious, and it's just not okay. I'm going to see a doctor next week about it because, of course, I need to get back on some antidepressants and things because it's just something that's not getting better, even though I've left it for a while and I think it through, and I've got the training in place to try and make it better, but it's just not working. So next week I'm going to the doctors to hopefully get some drugs so that I feel all better, even though they'll take a while. This is really odd. This is very therapeutic and actually kind of fun. I'm feeling alright right now. Thank you, camera, and thank you, viewer, even though there's probably only like 20 of you. Anywho, now that I've had that chat, I'm going to get back to work because I've got to get through a ton of photos. And in the meantime, I can just chuck the camera down for a time-lapse because, of course, time-lapses are so simple. It's just like, change this setting, do this, do that, and you just leave it. It's done. It's beautiful. Just completed my first set of editing. Now, what does that mean? I've just finished the photos from last weekend. Now, for the record, I haven't actually said what I'm editing. I'm editing some photos and some footage from a camp I was attending last weekend, which I planned to vlog, but just didn't go through because of all the mental stuff that I talked about before. Honestly, it wouldn't have been that great. I just felt like crap, and I've done pretty crap a job at everything that I've got here, to be quite honest with you. Frankly, I'm just not that pleased, but you know, that's part of life, I guess. So now that part 1 is complete, it's time to do part 2, which is putting together a video with only 50 clips, which is pretty trash. Like, I should have got so much more over the day and a half that I was here. But, you know, that's it. That's life. I don't know what else to say. Enough complaining from me. I know I've done a pretty average job with this, and frankly, I'm not that surprised because I wasn't feeling great. And honestly, the location, it's not easy to work with. But it's okay. Anyone who watches this that was there, I think they had a good time. I had an enjoyable time for the most of it. That I was there, even if I was feeling pretty rubbish. So, you know, that's just part of life. And I gotta get back on with things because, again, That's part of life. Just completed part 2.5, which is to say the grading part of my editing. Now, if you don't know what that means, it pretty much means that I take all the footage that I have and then I edit the colors so that it looks real, even though I'm not very good at it. And then I take those colors and then I add an effect that makes it look not real, but kind of cool. It's a bit cheeky and it might be something that a lot of people are like, ugh, gross. And I'm like, actually, I like that. It's creative. It's pretty. Not like me. I've left it right now to do what's called rendering, which pretty much means that it's compiling all the images that it's got, because remember, video is just image after image after image played pretty quickly, like 24 times a second, and making each of those files into one file. It doesn't make much sense when I say it, but if someone was smart was saying it, it would make a lot of sense. Once that's done, I'll take all the files from there, take it over to my other editing software, and then I'll put it all together to music to try and make something interesting to actually create one video, which is all those files into another file, into another file. It's confusing, but if you understand video, you might understand what I'm saying. If not, I apologize. While it's doing that, I'm going to start on dinner because, as I said earlier, I'm cooking dinner tonight, and yeah, it's not going to be that exciting. I'm going to go scrub some potatoes because I need to, so please don't be disappointed that I'm not filming anything, because it's important that I don't overfilm because, as I said, it's been really hard for me to film anything as of late. So I've almost finished with the dinner, which is fantastic. I've got the potatoes in the oven, I've chopped up heaps of vegetables, I've just got some meat to cook. Yes, I know, meat. How terrible. We live in a world which is completely screwed and I eat meat. I'm sorry, I'm just such a picky sod that I can't ditch meat. If Trinity, you're watching this, well, I'm sorry. I'm just a terrible person. Speaking of Trinity, you might not know this, but she's gone to Canada for 5 months. Oh, I miss her. Anyway, back to this. I cooked dinner, or I'm cooking dinner. During that process, though, I was watching The Dark Knight, which is always a good movie. You know, the Batman film. If you don't know what I'm talking about, what are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your life? Watch that film. It's on Netflix. Don't even worry about it. It's the only Batman on Netflix, but you know, that's fine. Sorry, let me change that. It's the only Batman film in the Dark Knight trilogy that's on there. There's definitely other ones, but I'm not touching those. No thank you. Anywho, I need to relax some more because of course it's one of my few days off, even though it doesn't seem like that for you at the moment because I get 3 days off a week, which is not always spent as days off because I'm working those days. I hope you understand. I hate going on rants and I always do it and it's confusing and I'm not good with words, okay? I'm sorry. Just leave me alone. I'm gonna go over here and cry. And after a lovely dinner, which I must say turned out pretty darn nicely, it's time to head on out. Where am I going? Well, actually not really anywhere, to be quite honest with you. I'm heading out to drop my sister off at a youth group so I can hang out with my dad for a little bit while she's there and do pretty much nothing, which isn't going to be too much fun, you know, that's just that, but I feel like giving my dad some company because he deserves it. He's worth it. You're worth it. So let's get on going and try not to regret my entire life's decisions. So I've just dropped my sister off, or I should say we've just dropped my sister off, and pretty much for the next hour or so we're just going to sit in the car waiting with the rain pouring down on the windshield and stealing free Wi-Fi, even though it's not stealing because it's free Wi-Fi. That's not stealing. Honestly, it's quite pleasant to be quite frank with you because it's rainy and I like sitting in the rain, not being in the rain. That's a change, to be quite frank with you. So I'm just going to stop talking and get back to doing absolutely jack all, to be quite honest with you.